back to Let's Talk. This is me, Meera. Today we're going to talk about how I am sorry, the phrase, is overused by all of us and how people don't take it seriously anymore. Do you think that is probably because you just have one line to say, I'm sorry? Do you think it's because of that? I think so. And that is why we're going to talk about a variety of phrases that we can use and completely replace I am sorry. And that is why the lesson for today actually says don't be sorry anymore, because there are so many other things that you can actually use to replace that phrase. Let's begin. Sometimes I can be a real airhead. You're actually trying to say that you're a forgetful person and you are just being very careless at times and just you forgot something, and that is why you want to apologize to someone or say sorry to someone. And that's the sentence you can probably use. You can say that sometimes I can be a real airhead, forgetful, right? Okay, and that is how you can apologize. Don't you think this was so much better or is so much better than I am sorry, please forgive me? Well, I'm not going to believe you. The reality was you forgot. And that's why you're going to talk about how airhead you can be at times. Well, moving on from there, we have I wish I could erase it. Don't you think you often face a lot of moments and memories where you regret your actions, right? So this is about the actions you regret. And that is why you sometimes secretly wish that you could erase it. A very, very serious and a very genuine way of apologizing to someone that I know I did this, but I really wish I could erase it. I think this one has so much more gravity and so much more genuinity in the whole sentence than just I'm sorry. Well, guys, moving from there, we have the next sentence, which is how thoughtless of me. I'm so sorry, right? So you basically mean that you are being careless, you're being thoughtless, and you are confessing it to someone that, oh my God, I should have thought about this. Why didn't I think about this before? That was so careless of me. That was so thoughtless of me. Isn't it simple? I understand some people, for some, it's very difficult to accept that you're sorry. But in this way, you are just accepting your small mistake of being thoughtless or being careless. And I think this is a fantastic way for all those out there to start saying, I'm sorry to people you're apologetic to. Let's move on, guys. We have, I put my foot in my mouth. Well, this idiom is usually used for embarrassing situations. Well, if you are not sorry, you're obviously not embarrassed. That means you make mistakes you're sometimes embarrassed of, and that is why you want to apologize to someone, right? Embarrassing mistakes. And you're apologetic for that. From moving on from I put my foot in my mouth, I shouldn't have done it. I put my foot in my mouth. I shouldn't have worn a casual dress for a formal meeting. I put my foot in my mouth and I feel embarrassed for it. Right? Okay. I'm a schmuck. Okay, disclaimer. Before I teach you what it is, please promise me that you would only use it for close friends and family, not even an acquaintance, not a stranger and nobody. Not because it's too bad, it's because it is too informal, it is too casual and can be only used with near and dear ones, right? This means you are saying that you were so foolish. Okay, I'm a schmuck, or I was a schmuck, but I'm not anymore, which means you were foolish and you were sorry for that, but you're not anymore. Another way of apologizing to someone by accepting that you were foolish and you are sorry about that, or you feel sorry about being a schmuck. You're not anymore. Or probably there are times when you want to say to a girl or a boy or a guy, and you could say that I realized that I was a schmuck, but I'm not anymore. Right? You're basically apologizing for your foolishness. Okay, guys, moving on from there, I pushed your buttons. I apologize for that. Which means you irritated someone so much that they got angry on you and it's your turn to say sorry. Okay? So I pushed your button, which means you made someone, you irritated someone and you made them angry. Okay? And that is why you're apologizing. I realized I pushed your buttons. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have made fun of you. I realized I pushed your buttons. Simple? Okay, great. Moving on from there, we have I will go nuts if you don't forgive me. Do you find yourself in this situation quite often? Or people who are watching right now, do you think you've made a mistake where you want someone to forgive you and you're going to go nuts if they don't forgive you? Well, if that's a yes, then please go ahead and use this, because go nuts means going crazy. And you need someone's forgiveness so bad that if they don't forgive you, you will go crazy. Another way of apologizing to someone by saying that, hey, I realize that I did this, I shouldn't have. But if you don't forgive me, I will go crazy. I will go nuts, right? Probably that person would end up smiling or laughing and probably they could forgive you. Well, only one way to find out. Try it. Okay, let's move on. How can I make it better? Well, whenever you make a mistake and when someone points it out to you saying, hey, you made a mistake, go ahead and ask that person, how can I make it better? I wish I could erase it, right? We can always combine the two. I wish I could erase it. How can I make it better? And they will make sure, probably these people will tell you how to make it better, but it is your job and it is your responsibility to ask, how can I make things better? And do it if it's in your hands. All right, guys, moving ahead from there, I was in a foul mood. Maybe foul means bad. Bad mood. I was taught since childhood, never say things or do things, especially when you're angry or in a bad mood. Chances are that you make someone else, you hurt someone else, you make someone else sad, or you make someone else angry. And that is why you end up doing things or saying things which you're sorry for. Well then, in that case, you can always say, I was in a foul mood. I realized I did that. Right? Simple, yet very genuine. Okay, moving on from there, we have, I had no idea it would hurt you. Well, that's the truth sometimes, don't you think so? The truth is, you hurt people, you say things, you do things, and it hurts someone unknowingly or knowingly. Well, you can always use this and say, I had no idea it would hurt you. I am sorry. It's another way of saying sorry, and that you understood it, first of all, that you hurt someone and you will not do that again, right? Well, moving on from there, I realized I overreacted. Probably you said something or your actions were not good or were bad or were inappropriate, incorrect. And that is when you can say that you overreacted to something before listening to someone else, before hearing out others. And that is the time when you realize when someone else tells you that, hey, you know what, you should have heard her out or you should have heard him because whatever you did was incorrect. And then you can confess it to someone by apologizing and saying, I realized I overreacted. Could you please forgive me? Or I will go nuts if you don't forgive me. I realized I overreacted. Now that I've said this, I can tell you that all of these can be mixed, matched, and actually used in one sentence or in one apology as well. Like I said, make sure that these are used only and only for informal meetings and for friends and family, and not for office or professional purpose. Okay? Well, this topic comes to an end. I hope you are more creative and more genuine when it comes to apologizing to someone or saying sorry to someone. That's all for today, guys. I will make sure that I come up with more interesting topics. You can always go and watch my other videos, which would be popping out right here. All right, make sure that you're smiling, keep practicing, spread a lot of love. This is me, Meera, signing off for the day, guys. Ciao.